Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do another tarot reading for the K-pop experiences, or the experiences from the point of view of this environment, and what the tarot cards have to say about it, what it's like to be in certain situations from their perspective, and how they absorb each experience, of course in a very general manner, and also talking about not giving specific details, but talking about the atmosphere. What is it like, this different experience, being a K-pop idol or a K-pop group, or being in this K-pop industry? So today I'm going to discuss the topic with the tarot that is about K-pop idols and dating. So I know a lot of people always are curious. I believe that it's a mystery for a lot of us, and I believe that it's meant to be that way, because it has a purpose, a marketing purpose, and that have been really successful. But I wanted to take this opportunity to actually use the tarot as a way to understand how they feel about this personal experience from their perspective, not so much from how the fans feel, whether they should date or not. So what I did was I placed two different scenarios, in one in the left and other in the right, and then this situation and its possible future. So let's dive in a bit into these energies. So on the left, I placed this scenario where we are talking about idols dating each other, and comparing both situations: idols dating each other, or idols dating regular people, like not from the business, having like romantic relationships and possible partners with people that are not from their industry. So let's see a bit of these two situations to see which one actually it's a bit more beneficial for them when it comes to their persona, when it comes to their experiences as an overall. Let's see what they have to say about it. What is it like to be an idol and dating another idol, or dating a regular person? So let's start with the first option, that it's idol, dating idols. What is it like, and what are their benefits or their downfalls? So let's see a bit. The first card that they got, it's the Temperance, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. So definitely, from what I can see here with these three cards, is that actually, yes, it could be a very healing and actually very exciting possibility for them to date other idols. And if they do, and if they go into this experience, it can be very, very healing for them. And also, it allows them to play with possibilities, because I think that when we talk about the Temperance card, it talks about balance, and I think that this balance is talking about their status, or it's like a kind of affinity kind of way. I think that in one way it would be beneficial, because they would have a lot of things in common. So, and at the same time, they would, both parties would struggle the same with finding balance, or finding time, or making time to actually see each other. And also at the same time, it's a very like fun experience, because somehow it's like when you see, for example, it can happen to a lot of us. For example, I don't know, when you used to go to school, and you used to be really happy about going to school because you saw someone that you liked, or someone that you were attracted to, or in your work environment, if you had a crush, or if you were, I don't know, infatuated with a coworker or your boss. It's like it gave you a kind of like, it made it more interesting to go to that place and do what you have to do. So I think that here, starting with the Temperance card, it means that this possibility of dating another idol, someone that it's very that knows very well what is it like to work in the same industry, and the struggles and the advantages and the good part and the not so good part. I think that it's very alluring. It's a very possible scenario. It's like it could happen, but also I feel like it is a bit, it gives thrilling, a bit of rush, a bit of excitement to their regular schedules or to their routinary lives. You know, it's not more about, oh, I want to start a relationship with this member of this group because we are close or because we see each other. It's more like, oh, who am I going to run into today? Oh, she looks pretty, or he looks handsome. And then you turn around and you see other handsome person, or you see another beautiful lady. So, you know, I think that it's not about actually an emotional fulfillment. It's more like probably their hormones working, you know, and being like, oh, today I'm going to have a beautiful day, because despite of me being really tired and exhausted because we have to perform or we have to do a lot of interviews and stuff, at the same time I can get to hang out, or probably I can have a bit of a moment with someone that I am attracted to. But I don't see it with the next cards. I don't see it like it could potentially become something serious and long-lasting. So I will dive in a little bit. Why? Because the next card is the Seven of Pentacles and the other is the Four of Cups. So the Seven of Pentacles, it talks about you making the effort and actually like making like really extra efforts to meet that person, or to get to see that person, or probably if you want to be on a date with that special person that it happens to be an idol as well, it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of measures, and it takes a lot of protocols to do it. So it's not easy. So the first excitement or the rush or the adrenaline of the first encounters of you probably having like a crush at a distance for watching certain member on their MVs, or watching them perform, and you are wow, like you really admire and probably feel attracted to them. But then when it comes to seeing the real person, you know, like seeing each other, it takes a lot of effort. And I think that a lot of people possibly abandon their intentions to actually get into a real and serious relationship because of how much effort it takes. And also I feel that it also affects their personal and their professional performance, in a way that they have to struggle a lot with being very professional and also like, for example, like I like the way that I was mentioned this before, you know, the scenario, for example, if you like someone from school, or if you like someone from work, and you end up seeing this person, you start seeing this person, and then suddenly you got distanced, or you end up like not wanting to anything to do with this person anymore, and it's like you still have to see each other. So this also makes it a bit awkward, and I think that it's not a very glamorous possibility or a very glamorous situation. I think that sometimes it's more about the fantasies that probably the outsiders, the fandom, or people around them, is more than what they think of their situations, or probably I don't know if my Blackpink member bias, you know, and my BTS bias start dating, I would be like, in my heart, I would be like, yes, they are the perfect couple. It makes sense that they're together because they are my favorite. So it's like you project your own feelings and your own desires on them. But actually, probably in real life, if they were to be dating, probably they would be they wouldn't be so amazing like I picture in my head that they would be. Just because two people are handsome and beautiful and successful doesn't mean that they are meant for each other. You know, relationships is a bit more deep like that. And of course that you do need to be successful in what you do, and you also need to probably take care of your image and being the best version of yourself, but at the same time that doesn't guarantee you that you are going to have a successful relationship with someone just because you and your partner are physically beautiful and you are attracted to each other. You know, it takes a lot more. So I think that also when it comes to idol dating other idols, I think that it also happens that there's a bit of, I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like when you lose when the charm or the charming part of seeing the other person as a real person in real time and in a reality is not that great as you imagine that it would be. You know, just like, for example, if you are a fan, you see your idol or you see your bias on stage, and you think that that glowing that they have on stage is them 24/7, and actually they are not. They have their good moments and their moody moments, and they have moments where they are just serious, where they are bored, where they are annoyed. So of course that if you are in a relationship with that person, especially with them, that they have to be always like happy, and they have to be always energetic and in a good mood in front of a camera, there's a possibility that when you spend time with them as in a regular environment and a schedule, they are not that loving and that attractive. I don't know how to say it, but it's just, I think that for them it's like, because here with the last card that it's the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups, it means that yes, you can be in a process where you are like trying to conquer each other, when you are flirting with each other, when you are texting, when everything is fun and everything is sexy. But then it's like you see each other in person and you are like, oh, so this is how you are, this is your real personality. It's like, I think that it's best to fantasize with them from afar than actually being in a relationship with each other, and with how tired and exhausted and how demanding it is their own personal activities. So I think that it takes away this fantasy, this glamour, this because let's be honest, sometimes the fans do get the best, or I mean that the best side of the persona of this idol. So probably when they are like in a very like normal scenario, they can be boring. You know, they can be boring, they can be quiet, they can be annoying, they can be selfish. You know, for example, if I don't know, if they date and one of them wants to go out and be sociable and the other doesn't want to go out and just want to stay at home playing video games, you know, you can have these differences. It happens in real life and it happens to them no matter how famous they are. So I don't see a lot of like, I see that it's a possibility because they actually like, they see each other, so there's an initial attraction and there's an initial interest to get to know each other better. But I don't see it like that it ends up being a serious relationship. And if it becomes a serious relationship, it takes a lot of effort to make it work. and to make it last for a really long time. So let's see the other option, that is the one on the right, that it's about idols dating a normal person. Like it could be their childhood friend, it could be, I don't know, a staff member, it could be like, I don't know, like someone they met on school, or I don't know, a neighbor, I don't know, like I have no idea, but just a regular person, just imagine that. And here we got the Magician, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So definitely here I see a different change of a scenario, and also a change in the energy. It's different. But it starts from a place, because the Magician, it's also someone that is in the spotlight, someone that has the ability to seduce others, to make others believe in what they are showing. You know, the Magician, it's a very good, it's a very convincing character, and it's also can be a bit deceiving, because what they are showing is not actually what is going on. You know, magicians, they tend to play with our perception. So I think that if we start here with the Magician, obviously if they have the possibility to date a normal person, they at the beginning feel this kind of inner strength, and this kind of almost like they are really proud of themselves. Probably if they meet someone that it's like a person that it's normal, that is not related to their environment or to the idol life, probably they would come out first with this approach of being like, oh yes, I'm famous, or oh yeah, I'm sure this person wants to date me because I am known, I'm famous, I have a lot of fans, people love me, people know who I am, you know. So I'm not going to sugarcoat here, and I'm not going to lie. They definitely, if they start to show interest in someone that it's normal, I think that they do approach this person with this idea of, oh, this person needs to agree to date me, or agree to see me, or she or he must feel really honored that I'm talking to this person. It's like, for them, it's also really difficult to actually show themselves how they really are, because they're always ready to put on the mask that they need in order to keep themselves sane and to protect their real identity and their sanity. They enter a certain persona once the camera is on. So for them to relax, actually, when they are in front of someone that is not from the industry, or someone that is normal, or someone that doesn't know much about, or is not interested, you know, because there are people that are not interested in K-pop. So probably if they meet someone, they have an unconscious awareness of being like, oh yes, I'm sure I'm going to be the one with power in the relationship, because I'm going to be the one that is going to pull all the strings because I'm famous. And I know that this sounds a bit harsh, but actually it's not that they go after old people like that. It's just that they feel a difference with their experiences than the regular experiences, because I think that also for them, since they are so loved by so many people, sometimes they, for example, if they get into an argument and they fight and they break up with someone, you know, or they threaten the person to break up, actually they do it with a very inner confidence, because they are like, I have so many people that love me unconditionally and unconditionally, and they support me, and they and they believe in me, and they are always wishing me the best, so I must be, it's like I don't need anyone else because my fans love me. So it's like they enter in a relationship almost like this God complex, like being like, oh, if everyone loves me, this person must love me too. How come this person doesn't agree with me or doesn't do what I want? So there's a bit of manipulation or a bit of showing off of their status, but then eventually they flex. They do not flex. They relax in when they know that they can trust this person and that they can show themselves for who they really are, and they start building a reality and a stability with that person, but it takes a while. So this is what I think, that probably if they start dating someone that is not a celebrity, it will have to be someone that will have to probably be in their life a long time, and probably also someone that knows them from before they were famous, like a childhood friend, like a neighbor or someone they went to school with, someone that knows them, the real them, for a long time, because I think that also with this possibility of dating someone that is not from the industry, it also makes them feel a bit insecure. This is why they put their status as their presentation card, because it's like they want to see how you react to them being famous. For example, how do you react? How do you see? What do you think about me being famous? What? Because it's like a test. If you ignore it, and if you don't care, and if you treat me like an equal, and if you treat me like a person, then I'm going to trust you. But if I see that there's a bit of interest in you, and there's a bit like you're too comfortable with the fact that I'm famous, it's because you are after me because of my money or my reputation or my fame or whatever. So I think that, as I mentioned before, if they have this attitude of being like, oh yes, I'm the famous one in the relationship, it's not because they don't consider the other person the other person is valuable and that has a lot of assets. It's just that they do it in a way of actually defending themselves, because they don't want to be betrayed, or they don't want to be manipulated, or they don't want someone that, for example, is going to take advantage of their status. That can happen. So this is why and also you have to think that their profession, it's also a big part of their personality. It's like, even though if they don't mean it that way, they are their profession. So it's like it's impossible for them, or some of them, actually being like, oh yes, when I'm with my partner on a date, I'm a regular person. It's like, no, because your experiences are very different from a regular person. Like, as I was saying, all the effort that you have to put to go on a date with someone, and all the effort that probably people around you have to do in order for you to have a date with that special person without dispatch be following you around, So this is why I think that for them it takes a while to actually decide. And also it talks about how respectful they are to other people's reality, because I think that them being famous is like, okay, I know what it's like to be famous. I know the good part, the bad part, the negative part, the positive part, and I can take it because I've been experiencing this for a long time. But for a normal person, it's not that simple. So I think that if they take a while to actually realize or make their mind and make the decision to date someone that is a regular person, they have to really trust, and they have to go and think about things through, and they have to just talk a lot also with people around them, people they trust. They probably talk a lot with their families, and they are like, do I bring this person to my life? Do I tell this person what my life is like? And probably if I'm going to date this person, that that we have to keep it a secret, or if someone finds out, that we have to hide that person, or we have to find a way for toxic people to not find them and arrest them, like. So that's why they have a bit of trust issues in this case, but and it seems like a very exhausting experience for them to actually, because I believe that I don't know why, but I have the feeling that probably the majority of idols have experienced this scenario more than the other, more than the one of idols dating idols. I think that the later one, this one that I'm talking about, them dating regular people, I think that this is the more relatable for them, to their energy. Because here with the last card, that is the card of the King of Cups. Definitely, it talks about you opening up your heart to your emotions, and putting your emotional needs and your feelings and your passions, and being really true and honest about what you want in a relationship, or what you want, and allowing yourself to be romantic and to enjoy love. So I think that probably the most suitable for an idol, it would be to date actually a regular person, despite all the hardships and all the obstacles that I mentioned earlier. I think that the emotional fulfillment, and actually the romantic experiences that they could potentially live with a regular person would be more meaningful and more long lasting, and also more it would be really harmonious. I think that they definitely need this kind of person. They need actually someone that is not part of the industry somehow, because even though with someone that is from the industry, you can relate to what they go through. At the same time, it's like you never get to see each other for real, because I think that also what they worry about when it comes to emotional connections is what happens when the fame runs out. What happens when I'm no longer famous? What happens when I'm no longer attending the award shows? What happens when I'm no longer working on an album? Or no one is calling me for a photo shoot? Or no one is inviting me to their shows? What happens when I have to stay home because my group is not active, or my company is not planning any comeback for us? Who do I turn to? Do I turn to a fellow idol that probably, hopefully if they have jobs, they are busy and they cannot meet me? Or do I turn to people around me that are regular because they don't have the same job that I do, but they obviously have a life also? So this is what I think that this is why I think sometimes they can choose regular people. So let's see the cards that came out for the overall, and about how the future of idols dating, and how, if it's going to progress, if it's going to become more normal, and how it's going to evolve, if it evolves. And actually we got the card of the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So definitely I see in the future, when it comes to idols dating, that actually idols and dating, because I say idols dating and it sounds like I'm saying idols dating each other. No, it's the subject, it's idols and dating scene. So I think here with the Five of Pentacles, definitely they more and more nowadays and in the future, in the near future, they are going to feel the need to actually let people know that they are dating, or that they have someone special, or that they are. It's like, because they have this need to not hide anymore. Because here with the Ace of Cups, there's this need to be open about how you feel and what you feel, and to talk about your emotions, and to talk about romance, and to talk about love, and to talk about attraction, to talk about those things that sometimes it seems like it's only suitable when they sing about love, but actually they are not allowed to share their love experiences without someone freaking out. So I think that if we now get some news or get some rumors about someone dating, or idols dating each other, or idols dating as a overall, I think that probably, maybe, when some things happen quote unquote accidentally, maybe it can be like a hint that actually they want people to know. And especially here with the last card, that is the Six of Swords, I think that the Six of Swords, it also talks about movement, and it talks also about the internet, because it's swords. So swords talk about communication and also internet, because it's like the information or the words that travel. So I think that they want to be more expressive about their experiences, and I think that they want to share it with an audience. I think that they are becoming more becoming bold with this, becoming braver, because they do have a lot of need. They feel, I think a lot of them here with the Five of Pentacles, I think that obviously idols have a lot of offers, males and females, both sides. They have a lot of suitors. They have a lot of people like that want to be with them, or a lot of people that want to get to know them, a lot of people inviting them to a lot of activities. So I think that they want to be a bit more honest about it, about that. Yes, that they went to a meeting, or they went to hang out, or they went to grab lunch, or they went to have breakfast with someone from the opposite sex, and that it's okay because they are friends. I think that this does not only talk about necessarily just romance. I think that it talks about connections as an overall. I think that they are just a bit tired of having to act like they are allergic to the opposite sex, just because of how bad it could look, or how damage it could do to their reputation, and it's unfair. It's a bit unfair. I think that even though they feel like, for example, that they are successful in other areas of their lives, and that they are very grateful that they probably, some of them are really prosperous, and are really are making a lot of goals and dreams come true when it comes to economical stability. At the same time, they feel lonely. They feel unsatisfied. They feel a big void in their hearts, and they want to open their hearts, because they also fear. They are in fear. They have fear of losing the support of a lot of people, just because they dare to say that they are interested in someone, or that they are getting to know someone. So I think that this also, it is a responsibility also. It affects also the fandom, all of them. I think that they all need to be a bit more open to the idea of them actually finding love, because I think that they want to. I think that they need it. I think that they I don't know, but I feel like here with this Five of Pentacles, I feel like a lot of idols probably struggle a lot with anxiety and depression because they feel lonely, because they talk, they sing about love, but they probably never experienced it, or they are not allowed to experience it in a very deep and meaningful way. So I think that some things need to change. Some things need to change. So this is all I have for this subject, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you want to give me some feedback, please be respectful and let me know what you think. What's your point of view about idols and dating, or idols dating each other? So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.